Good afternoon, guys. Can you please confirm me once again? Am I audible? And is the video clearly visible? The things that I have written on the board, it is visible. Is it visible to you? And is my audio clear? Quickly drop a message in that message to that host device or to any of the devices. No problem. So because I'm using both the screens. Okay, great. So I will send the PDF file in the chat box. I have already sent that in the uh, group as well. I'll send that in the chat box also. Just keep it downloaded in the beginning, like for the first 10 to 15 minutes, you don't need the tune. I will explain you how the workflow is going. And then after that, you can refer to the tune. Okay. So this is a tune that I have prepared only for today's session. Now, this is not the complete tune. Actually, you will get a paper set. Once you registered, you will get a paper set for this month, another paper set for the next month. Likewise. Okay. Right. So Anam Manam Katha Epa will directly dive into the session. So most of y'all, maybe y'all have completed the syllabus, maybe y'all haven't completed the syllabus. We don't know. Assuming that you all know just a little bit in the mathematics syllabus, we'll start the session. Right. So you know your GCE ordinary level syllabus. When it comes to mathematics, this has been divided into 5 significant sections. Number 1 is numbers, right? Maybe you all are aware about it. Sometimes you might not. Second section is Puta algebra, and I will tell you how these sections are working, how those sections are weighted in the final exam paper. And then geometry, and then Puta sets and probability, sets and probability. Finally, statistics. Sorry, sets probability and statistics together. Sets probability, stat together. And then finally, we have one more thing. Measurements. So these are the 5 sections that you have in your both grade 10 and 11, or not just grade 11, or not just what do you call grade 10. Grade entire grade 10 and 11 all level math syllabus, if you take together, guys, this is how the lessons are divided. And when it comes to geometry, the final exam paper is covering up approximately 22%. In some years it can be minimum 20%, maximum 22 to 23%. So as an average, 22% of the paper is covered from geometry part, both grade 10 and 11 geometry. Right. So when it comes to numbers part from the final exam paper, 23% of the paper approximately. What is this? What is the meaning of this? Out of 100 marks in the paper, 22 marks is allocated for the geometry and 23 marks out of 100 is allocated for the numbers part. So by selecting only the numbers lesson and geometry lessons, if you complete the paper, you already have the S pass with you. It's 22, 23, 45. Right, 35, let's say 35 is the well-known S margin. So 45 S pass right. So when it comes to set statistics and probability, this part contributes 20% in the paper, including both short questions and essay questions, 20%. So me tuna korottu ayarata C pass C pass the very good C pass, 23 marks, 22 marks, 45, 20, 65 marks. So if you complete these 3 parts, automatically you have the C pass, well C pass. The margin B pass. So by completing these 2 half itself, you can get the B pass. So don't look at the combined, don't look at the O-level mathematics syllabus as a syllabus that you have 32 lessons in your grade 10 and 22 lessons in your more than 25 lessons in your grade 11. So totally 57 lessons are there, lots of geometry lessons. Do not take your O-level syllabus, or do not look at your O-level syllabus as a content heavy syllabus, right? So basically, this entire grade 10 and 11 syllabus is divided into 5 parts: numbers, algebra, geometry, sets, probability statistics, and then measurements. මෙන්න මේ areas පහ අල්ලගත්තොත් පුතා actually when it comes to numbers part, numbers lessons are not interconnected with any of the other types of lessons. Other categories එක combine වෙලා නැහැ. Geometry is not interconnected with any of the other types of categories in the syllabus. Sets, statistics, and probability. Number simplifications are there. Make interconnected, but number simplifications are there in set, statistics, and probability, and in measurements. Number simplifications are there. So whatever the things that you have studied in numbers may be contributing to measurements, but the concepts wise, you can distinguishly understand the difference between the lesson categories. If I give you some examples, under numbers category only you will get the percentages, fractions, logarithms, loss of indices. So those parts are falling under the numbers category. Algebra, algebraic fractions, algebraic inequalities, square of a binomial expression, cube of a binomial expression, graphs, those parts fall under algebra. How about geometry? Do I have to explain geometry? The O-level math students nightmare. Geometry allannaat kemathi naha. Right? Geometry, most of the students just they want to how if they can skip all 3 geometry questions in the essay paper, they will skip it. But obviously you will have to answer to essay questions. You have to obviously touch 2 geometry essay questions. So I will tell you how the 3 geometry essay questions are coming. Set, statistics, and probability. Among these 5 categories, the most easiest area to score is this. Patta lazy. Because probability, if you take the last 5 years papers and practice it, all the questions are going to have the same structure, same pattern. Measurements gattot, there are formulas to remember. So how this GradeUp program for this mathematics we have planned in this 4 months time. Make a plan karla thiyena puta menna me categories wali. So the first 2 weeks we will be within today and next week I'll be completing both grade 10 and 11 set, statistics, and probability part. Today we will be discussing one paper. From that paper we will be completing all the set, statistics, and probability related parts. ඊට පස්සේ next week එකේ exam standard question discuss කරලා you will get an exam paper to answer. You will get an exam paper to answer. Right? ඊට පස්සේ අහන් ඉන්න. When it comes ඊට පස්සේ I'll be starting the geometry part. Right? ඒකෙන් පස්සේ අපි පටන් ගන්න geometry. So geometry is categorized into 3 different sections, 3 key areas. Right? What's your name, Puta? Sneha. What's your school? Same Bridget. Sit. Just now only I started, okay? Right. Ahangin. So geometry basically divided into 3 areas in your syllabus. Geometry related to circles, geometry related to triangles, geometry related to parallel lines and parallelograms. So these are the 3 key areas of geometry you have in your syllabus. Apart from this, තව එක part එකක් තියෙනවා පුතා which you have studied in your grade 9, 10 and in grade 11 third term also. Loci and constructions. Basically the constructions part. මෙන්න මේ areas තුන තියෙනවා. Listen. Loci and constructions. So when it comes to essay paper, how these lessons are contributed කියන එක we'll discuss in geometry part. No need to understand everything at once. ඔක්කොම නිකන් ඔලුවට දාගත්තම you won't be able to work on that. Alright? I just now only started the class, okay? So I didn't teach anything. Right. These are the main 5 areas. Our revision program is divided into these 5 categories. And once you completed each category, sure and sure in papers, you will be able to score the weighted marks for that particular category from both grade 10 and 11. right? So I have sent the tutor in the WhatsApp group and in the chat box. I will send it again if anyone did not receive it. Hari? Okay, I send the tutor once again. Download it and keep it. So when it comes to set, statistics and probability, today our target is to study this part. Keep a target that Ivara Veddi, today's session, once we are concluding today's session, you should be a pro in statistics and sets probability part. Sets, statistics, probability and statistics. Mukadda make categories were in a pada. Number 1, grade 10 if you take, in grade 10 you have a sets lesson directly under the name sets. And then grade 10 you have a probability lesson. And then grade 11, so grade 10 in statistics you have pie chart and distributions, data distribution, right? This is grade 10. When it comes to grade 11, you have another sets lesson. Methana sets dekaka intersection, mutually inclusive sets, 2 sets. These are 2 mutually exclusive sets. Onno a category we are discussing. And the Venn diagrams. Probability, we are not discussing the probability without replacement in this grade 10 class. In grade 11, additionally, we are discussing the grid diagram as well. Pie chart is the one that comes under statistics part. Actually, under statistics, data representation making. Distributions part body. Right. Grade 11, you have a set which includes 3 sets. Sets tunak kenekayallak you have a probability which has the tree diagram and the grid diagram, tree diagram without replacement and with replacement both instances. And then again, finally, you have the data representation and distribution representation, which contributes to short questions structured essay paper, which has 3 significant areas. Number 1, histogram, and then cumulative frequency curve, frequency polygon. These are the key 3 areas: cumulative frequency curve, frequency polygon. I'm just summarizing. The other way, what we are going to study today, we are going to study all of these. How do we have time? Our papers swelling karane, we have more than enough time. Now, how you have to start working for today's class? The way we are going to take the notes, the way we are going to structure the class content is going to be completely a different task. We have a question paper. What did I promise you in our introduction session? We are going to discuss the theory through papers. What we are practicing here, time management, how to write the answer to the point while we are revising the theory. Tunama vendoda. So class එක තුනම fulfill වෙන විදිහට වැඩ කරන්න එපයි නේද ස්නේහා ඔදානේ තියෙන්න ඕන right. So in the class we have to work such way that we can fulfill all the requirements. එහෙමනම් this is what you have to do with me. Listen, you have to take a single rule, okay, single rule, 120 pages, CR Potak. Why single rule? In your final exam paper, they are not going to give you square rule books or square rule papers. Exam paper, in exam center, they will give you single rule booklets only. Single rule, you have to answer. So practice it now itself. I promised you, I'm training you for exam while revising the theory. Not just in the way that you all are writing, not just covering up the theory or not just practicing the questions, the mentality also. Single rule books will help you to practice the writing in your final exam. Square rule when you go to the final exam, suddenly if you get a single rule book, you won't be able to quickly answer the questions, or else you can't manage the space, right? Because exam situation is completely different. It's completely different. You are like school term exam situations, because the papers are prepared by some other lecturer who actually you don't know, and the papers are marked by a person who's not in your province also. Western province papers are marked by southern province mark eastern වලින්. එහෙම papers exchange වෙලා mark වෙන්නේ. Right? ඊට පස්සේ තමයි ඒවා ආය පාරක් district වලට යවන්නේ. Right? So the paper is not like your school exam paper. Paper is මාර සුවඳයි. ආයන වෙනම level එකක සුවඳක් තියෙන final exam paper එකට දෙන paper එක. And බරයි. It's very weight. Right? So part 1 paper has 8 pages, part 2 paper has 4 pages, right? So totally 12 pages, and then you will get a booklet to write the answers. So all the experience you are going to get here, okay? In the first phase, you all are studying, you all are recapping the theory parts, and then practicing the time target and the answer writing skill. Second phase, when it comes to papers, you will get the paper writing exact exam experience also. Single rule 120 pages CR book is enough for the moment. Now how you are going to work? Since today's session is an open session, I did not send the PDF file earlier. No? So I'm not going to give you a time to read, answer the questions, and then to discuss it in the class. I feel like you all are not going to do that. Oh, time waste. Right, from the first question onwards, I'm going to start the discussion. Listen. So this is 120 single rule CR book. And I'm giving you a question paper. So let's say this is the question paper, and this is your CR book page. Full scap page. So let's say this is question number 1. You guys have to attempt it first. Not in today's class. Usually before the next class, next class is on next Saturday. The registrations will be open by tomorrow afternoon. While registration is open on campus, once you registered, you will get the printed materials to your hands. So you can try the relevant week's paper on your own at home before you come to the Saturday discussion. So in the Saturday discussion, you are going the papers or answers. You all have to write the answers. After you write the answers in the discussion in the class, okay? When it comes to the discussion in the class, you have to put the question paper name and the question number, and then after that, correct your answer. Whether it's correct na tick ekak danna, waradi na waradi danna. Sometimes your answer is correct, not in the way that I solve in the class. You get the correct answer to solve the same question. Take a tute, a logbook, and a file. 111 na? Right? Answer, you can get the correct answer in an incorrect way. Answer, you can get the correct answer, but in an incorrect way. That is also very possible. Okay? So if your final answer is correct, but the method is not the method that I'm solving, you can put a question mark with a pencil, take a picture of it, upload it to the forum discussion. Forum discussion means separately on a website. I will be creating a separate area. Okay, I will give you the details about it. Area, it can be a WhatsApp group space, it can be a Google form, it can be a Telegram channel. Ek mode mode you all have to upload your questions. You have to send send a screenshot of it, or you can take a picture of it and send it to me, and I will be discussing that one separately. In class, in class, if your answer is correct or wrong, you have to correct it and you have to get my answer. If you have any doubts, you can ask within the class time itself. Backlogs, don't keep backlogs. Within the class time itself, cover up everything and go home. After you go home, that some other parts are there. your answer was correct but in an incorrect method, or else answer was correct but in an alternate method. Sometimes the method that I'm choosing to solve the question is not going to be the same method or as only method to solve the question. What's your name? Umair. Umar. So Umar can have a different way of approaching to the final answers. Neha can have a different way of approaching the final answer. එතකොට මෙහා පැත්තෙන් අපි ගත්තොත් Havama can have a different way of approaching the question. So this is mathematics no puta. You don't have a one specific way of solving the question. එහෙම මගුල් නෑ. The way that I'm using in the class might be the method that I felt like මෙහෙම කරොත් මෙයාලට theory එක කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. I can teach you the theory through this method only කියලා හිතෙන method එක තමයි I'm discussing in the class. If there are alternate ways of solving the question, I will obviously pointing it down in the board. But if you all have approached in an alternate way, you all have the chance to take a photo of it, or as after the class you all can stay in the session. Okay, after the class you all can stay in the session. Online inna puluwan, physical lamai physical indala ahala you can clarify and go. So you have the chance. So basically these 4 months are going to be your months. ඔයාලා මොකද කරන්න ඕන? lecturer ව අල්ලලා මිරිකලා කොහොම හරි ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔක්කොම ටික අරගන්න. Because you all are coming for that. You all are paying your parents money. You all are spending your precious time and you are coming. So we are entitled to, right? Ek ape responsibility clarify all your doubts if it is logical, right? Don't ask some illogical doubts, okay? Right. So what I'm trying to tell is, you have to put a tick mark if your answer is correct. If your answer is wrong, put a cross mark. Are you going to correct your answer in the question paper? You can red pen එකෙන් හරි answer ලියා ගන්නවද? Don't write the correct answer in the red pen in this place. Why is that? Because when it comes to the exam, you all are going to retry that paper. When the answer is written in red color pen in front of it, right? While you are reading the question on answer එක read කරලා තම තනින් ගන්න හදන්න. No use of it. Is it going to help you to improve your results? No. So the methods, the tactics, the way of studying that I'm teaching in the class, please follow it, right? Because you all have come here expecting something in return, in a better way, in a beneficiary way. So I'm in a beneficial way. If you want to get the return, you have to go with the strategies that I'm teaching you to do so. Guidelines follow කරන්න. So if you follow the guidelines, obviously make a ගොඩ දාන්න පුළුවන් එක sure and sure කරන්න පුළුවන්. But you have to follow the guidelines properly, right? So what we are going to do? Correct hari නම් හරි දම වැරදි නම් වැරදි නම්, but your answer is correct but in an alternate way. Don't put tick or cross, just put a question mark and keep. You can question about that from me after the class or within the session. When I'm giving you a small break to do the question, not to take a break, I'm giving a break for myself to give you some time to attempt the questions. And ඒ වගේ break එකක්. ඔයාලට කන්න බොන්න break නෑ හරි class එකේ. I'm not going to give you any break in the class. Don't expect that, because we have 4 months time and we have to cover up both grade 10 and 11 syllabus, and there are lots of works we have to do. And when I'm teaching, I'm not going to increase the speed of talking. දැන් මේ කතා කරන්නේ advice කරන එකනේ. Right? When I'm teaching, I'm not going to increase the pace of speaking. Okay? When I'm discussing a question, I'm going to do the simplifications very slowly. And usually I write all the steps and I point out with arrowheads. These are the steps that you have to specifically, or as most importantly, write in exams. Exam does not require all the steps to write. ඔක්කොම steps ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Only the necessary steps you have to write. නිකන් අර ලියනවා කියලා හෙන්නට ලියාගෙන යන්නත් එපා. Arman sir said that ඔක්කොම steps ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා final answer එක විතරක් ලියුවත් ලකුණු නැහැ. There are some certain things that they look from your answer script, right? මෙතන මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? book එකේ write the paper name and then write the correct discussion that I'm doing. Discussion contains 2 things. Okay, discussion contains 2 things. Now ahang inna your A4 foolscap page, you have to divide it into 2 parts with a pen rule එකක් අරගෙන හරියට මැදින් කපන්න මෙහෙම. right? Divided into two parts. So let's say this is the first question. Let's say first question is related to the lesson sets. Then write the lesson name. What's the purpose of this GradeUp Camp? Practicing the answer right final exam answer how to write the answer to the point and learning the theory both. Dekama karandona parallelly. Is it feasible? Yes, it's very much possible. How is it? Mehema karo. First question is from the sets na, write this lesson name. Use multiple colors. I will suggest you how to use the colors. Colors when I use karanna. Okay, follow these guidelines. If you follow the guidelines, I can promise you the best results within these 4 months. For guidelines, follow karanna to karanna puta mata makut karanna be. You have to follow the guidelines and you have to work according to them. And then this space is dedicated to write the answer which you are supposed to write in your final exam paper. Exam paper එකේ මොන විදිහටද answer එක ලියන්න ඕන. How you are going to present your answer in the answer script in a final exam. That's the one you have to mention right here. Okay. Other than that, anam manam baila mukut metala liyanne bෑ. The way of presenting the answer. මෙහෙම ලියුවොත් ඇතේ කියලා හිතන එක විතරයි මම ලියන්න දෙන්නේ මෙතන. Then what's this space dedicated for? How did I think of solving this question? You're thinking. මේක කරන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. The method of solving. Or the relevant theory part. If it is a geometry question, here we have the final answer. Here we are mentioning the relevant theory part. This is the theorem we used. This is how I connected the theorem. This is how I thought of connecting this. If you complete 10 such similar questions, the 11th question is going to be a general knowledge for you. Because you know how the dot connection, the mapping part is in your head. So you are going to maintain this for all the papers that I am providing. First two papers completing both grade 10 and 11, statistics, probability and sets lessons. Once we completed those two papers, exam paper ke out of 120 marks arang ivarai. 20 marks. ඊට පස්සේ we have 3.5 months for 80 marks. It's very much possible. Very much possible. තව ලකුණු 80යි ගන්න තියෙන්නේ තව මාස 3මාරකින්. කරන්න බැරිද? කරන්න පුළුවන්. එකතු වෙලා වැඩ කරමු. හරි? You'll have to work together. Right. So understood the way of working? Online students clear with how you have to work in the class? I need individual responses. Online students, you have to respond, because physical class students, I can see their faces. No, online students, class so your video is lagging. Is that so? Video clear, ne? Please check your connection because I'm using 2 connections for 2 devices. May device එකට වෙනම Wi-Fi connection එකක් අරකට වෙනම Wi-Fi connection එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. Not even sharing with the other classrooms connection. So it cannot be interrupted. එහෙමත් අවුල් තියෙනවා නම් please do let me know. Okay? Right. එහෙමනම් දැන් කරන්න ඕන විදිහ හරි. Right? Now take the tute. Online students, I will send the tute once again in the chat box. If you haven't received it through the group, download it to your mobile phone and keep it. Labana Sati with you are printed tute someday once you all registered, okay? Magi introduction on nani. Who name Nama Gama Vistara tute front page ki dina lamai. Right? Class again indicate, I'll just give you an introduction. Havama. Usually for online students, once they registered, okay, they will be receiving the tute. But actually when it comes to mathematics, for your program, we don't have something called dedicated tute එකක් නෙවෙයි. If there are 4 weeks, for 4 weeks, 4 different papers. Okay, 4 different papers. For a month, you will get 4 papers or 5 papers in a set. Okay, online students will receive it. Physical class students will receive the paper in their relevant day. Week එකට આવොත් එද්දි අරගෙන ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Front desk එකේ you can collect the paper and come and sit. Okay. For both online and physical students, okay, until they receive the tutes, to refer to the tute, they can log into the LMS and go through the PDF file. ඔයාලට නම් මම බලන්න කියන ඔක්කොම tutes ඔයාලට එකපාර දුන්න, you can try them at home and come, no? Okay, we'll see. Right. So online students, both hard copy and the soft copy will be provided. There are some students who are studying online, not from Sri Lanka, from abroad. So obviously you need the soft copy, no? So the soft copy will be uploaded, the PDF file will be uploaded to the LMS. Then LMS gana මොකක්ද මේ LMS එක කියලා අහයි. Online student can see on the screen on the top right corner lms.machmacollege.com. That's the LMS. So if you log into if you go to the LMS now, you can't see anything because ඔයාලගේ classes, the GradeUp Camp classes are not scheduled yet. Okay, it's actually hidden. Okay, free sessions ඉවරනම තමයි out වෙන්නේ. කියන්නේ you will be able to see the products after the free sessions. Okay, so physical class students, actually everything is happening physical. Online students are the same physical experience I have to give. That's why the dedicated LMS is for them. Okay, right. Now take the tube. අහංගින් දැන් වැඩක පටන් ගමු ඈ. Listen, the first question. Now this tute has many questions, Pudha. Today, since this is the first day, and assuming that you all have zero knowledge, කියලා හිතාගෙන තමයි මේක කරන්නේ. Maybe you all have some sort of a knowledge. තියෙනවා නම් පට්ට හොඳයි. එහෙම නැත්නම් දුක් වෙන්න ඕනද? No need. Okay, no need to worry about anything. Listen, first question. Now what you all have to do, do not write your answers in the paper. Now online students obviously have the PDF file, no? So do not write answers once you get the printout of this one. Make it a printout එකක් ගන්න, because next week onwards you all get the other papers printed files, no? In this one you don't write anything. Make it ලියන්න එපා මොකුත්, because this space is dedicated for your individual try, your self try. පොතක් අරගන්නද? පොත් ගෙනවද? ගෙනාවේ නැහැ. තියෙනවා? You don't have a book? No. Why? Okay, you are directly coming from making from the Hewlett. Bring a book next week. You have a book, right? Okay, පාවිච්චි කරන්න next after you go home, transfer it to a CR book. Okay, right. So if you guys don't have a CR book at the moment, manage with the book that you have. After that, transfer it to another book. Okay, so I have my voice පුතා වෙනදට මගේ voice එක මෙච්චර මේවා නෑ. හරි, I was not well yesterday and සෙම හිර වෙලා තින්නේ මෙතන. It's very hard to speak. ඒක මේ voice එක පොඩ්ඩක් ගොර හැඬි විදියට එන්නේ. හරි, නැත්නම් එහෙනම ලස්සන සුමට voice එකක් තියෙන්නේ මට. නෑ බං ඇත්තට කියන්නේ. Right, අහන්නේ. Now, in your book, what did I tell you? Divide the page into two parts. Divide the page into two parts. What's the left hand side dedicated for? Left hand side is dedicated for the answer that you are supposed to write in a final exam paper. What's the right hand side dedicated for? The relevant theory part. Make a kare mokind. This geometry question was solved using what theorem? There are many theorems. You should be able to understand, this is the one that I have used to write that theory part. So you will be learning how to write the answer, and in the meantime you all are learning how what's the relevant theory part also. Plan එකක් එක්ක වැඩ කරන්න. And it's not hard to score for mathematics. Sorry, ඔයාලගේ syllabus, I don't know how many of you are planning to do A-level maths here. Maybe you all don't have any idea about doing A-level at all. Okay, sometimes you might have an idea to do A-level maths, A-level bioscience, or A-level commerce stream. ඔය කරන ළමයි මතක තියාගන්න, whatever the stream that you are going to select, A level is going to be completely a contrast area than O levels. O level එකේ උගන්වන්නේ when it comes to commerce මෙච්චරයි. මෙච්චරනේ තවත් පොඩ්ඩයි. ඒකිනුත් like A level commerce stream subjects වලින් තියෙන 1 out of 1000 or 1 out of a million කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. Maths is also the same. It can be any stream. Can be any stream. Because O level is the most simplest and the easiest exam that you have. But you all are thinking, you all are thinking of that one like a very big deal. So before I start this, I think I better to tell you this one. Give me 5 minutes. Tell me, 8 hours sleep is compulsory. How do you? How do you? Do a simple math. You all are in a math class. Do a simple maths. In a day, you have 24 hours. If you sleep 8 hours, the fraction of sleeping in a day is 1/3 of the day. Right? You are sleeping 8 hours a day means 1/3 of 1 day you are sleeping. Let's say the average lifespan of a Asian person, let's say Sri Lankan. What's the average lifespan of a Sri Lankan? 60 years. 60 years gamugo. 60 years. Then godakkum 25, 35, 40 wala heart attack adle marenawani. Right? So let's say 60 years kiyala. Right? Average. If you take 60 years, each day if you sleep 1/3 of the day, you are basically sleeping for 20 years. You are basically sleeping for 20 years. Wachane parisamapta arthayema khala kannine. Right? Then you don't think that sir අපිට කාලා කන්නේ කියලා බහිනවා. කාලා කන්නේ කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා ජරා වචනයක් නෙමෙයි. කාලය කාදමන පුද්ගලයාට කියන්නේ කාලා කන්නේ. ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් කියවන පට්ට පොෂ්නේ procrastinate. Wow. Right? 20 years you are sleeping. Right? So now how many hours you are wasting in your life in a day? Let's say eating is not a wasting, but still taking 15 minutes for the lunch break or the breakfast is more than enough. Right? 15 minutes agane gattanam maximum for 3 meals plus let's take tea break ekat gattanam 1 hour is enough. So 1 hour is for food is okay. But you are allocating more than 1 hour. Right? More than 1 hour. Let's say while you are eating, you are talking with your parents. Right? Chat එකක් දානවා ඊට පස්සේ phone එක ගන්නවා when you all are eating you get a WhatsApp notification WhatsApp යනවා right and then you all are going to Instagram and then Facebook WhatsApp එක Instagram Facebook basically you are using all three meta products right Facebook කාරයට happy මේ බත් එක උඹලට කාලා කන්න කියලා බයිනවා right your food is calling you however you will be allocating effectively 2 hours for wasting. Effectively you are wasting the time. Average make doing QA. So you are using the mobile for more than that. Right? Do you use a smartphone? No, on the level. Use a smartphone. You are using more than 2 hours in a day. Right? 2 hours. 2 hours means out of 24 hours, how many hours? It's 1/12 of the day. It's 1/12 of the day. Ehena 1/12 of a day you are allocating for food and mobile using or as to for other fun activities. If you live for 60 years, basically you are spending 5 years just to eat and waste the time and phone. Right? Then out of 60, if you subtract this 25, effectively as a human being you are living only 35 years. Then May 35 years actually but school right? Want to earn a degree, want to get married, want to have children, right? Amma තාත්තත් බලා ගන්න ඕන. ඔය හැමෝම වගුරුම කරන්න තුනේ ඒ නමයකුත් දා ගන්න ඕන. කරන්න බෑනේ බ. Right? Like in අර මේ shooting මාටින් වල කියනවා වගේ මේක කරන්න අමාරු වැඩක් නෙමෙයි කරන්න බැරි වැඩක්. Right? බැරි නැහැ. If you utilize your time effectively. Now this is very less I told you. This is very less I told you. So Buddha 8 hours of sleep කියන එක actually It's not something that medically proven, I don't know, right? But reduce your time of sleeping. 8 hours is too much. 5 to 6 hours is best. 8 වඩා පැය 4ක් නිදාගත්තා කියලා මැරෙන්නේ. You won't die. But for your age, the brain needs the rest. So allocating 6 hours of sleeping is more than enough. And ideally, these 6 hours of sleep, I recommend you all to schedule from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. මේ වෙලාව ඇතුළේ schedule කරන්න. What is the reason for that? Mathematics learning for O level, this class is for mathematics, sorry. But if I'm not teaching these ones, you all are not doing mathematics subjects because you don't know the way of studying. So some people are there, they work really hard. Obviously, there are students. Maybe the online students might agree with me. In terms of what? When it comes to education. But when it comes to the exams, they have told me, sir, I study, but when I see the question paper, I panic. Maybe you all felt that. Online students, you're studying really hard. But however, that doesn't matter how much you have studied, but end result is not going to be in the favor of your side. Why is that? Have you experienced it online? තියනවද නැද්ද ඔක? ඔය ලකුණු කීයද මැත්ස් වලට? අවුලක් නැහැ. You? ඒත් අවුලන්නේ තාම පාස් නේ. Right? So what I am trying to tell is, Puda, the way of working, you have to utilize it in a proper time frame and properly you have to put the effort. Then Puda, if you are thinking that I'm going to study 1 hour or else these 2 hours I'm going to allocate for maths. 2 hours your task is not going to complete. What's the reason? Reason is your brain is not prepared, or our brain is not made or created to fulfill or complete tasks that last for a long duration. Api kemathi na long hours work karanna. That's a human nature. That's a human nature. Etor ape brain ne kemathi mokodada? 5 minutes task ekak. For an example, take watching reels on Instagram, will you? You watch the Instagram reels. If it is lengthier than 1 minute, you are not going to watch that. Just skip it. First 3-4 seconds වලින් ඔයාලට attraction එක තමයි ඔයාලා බලන්නේ. That's our human nature, Puta. Now when it comes to your generation, it has significantly reduced. The attention of your generation has been significantly reduced. ඔයාලා generation කියන්නේ after 2005 people. After 2005, right? After 2005 people lage our attention, giving the attention for a certain time period, a ability has significantly reduced. It's not a fault of yours, okay? It's not your fault. It happens. Right? That's how the world evolves. ඒක world එකේ හැටි. ඒක අපිට වෙනස් කරන්නත් බෑ. That's the nature. ඒක අපිට වෙනස් කරන්න බෑ. But we can effectively මේ අර මොකද කියන්නේ flow එකත් එක්ක යනවා නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. Effectively you can manage your tasks. Right? So what I'm recommending you all to do is, if you are studying for 2 hours period of time, if you are studying for 2 hours time, may 2 hours time, don't feed your brain, I'm going to study for 2 hours, feed karan depa. Feed it as 2 1-hour chunks. 1 hour kali dehekata kadanda. Take 1 hour chunk. In this chunk, give your brain a task. A task, multiple tasks. For an example, approximately a short question, you have to complete it in a minute. 1 minute maximum. So 1 hour willing, allocate 1 hour, you allocate 60 minutes. No? So allocate the 1 hour to complete 50 short questions. If you take maths paper, 50 short questions will allocate karan. Allocate karan or kohomada. So let's say I will take just 30 for your for the simplification purposes. 30 kilogram for the simplification purposes. It's easy for me to simplify. 30 short questions you are going to complete in 1 hour. Brain eකට කියන්න දෙපා I have 1 hour කියලා. කිව්වොත් මොකෝ වෙන්නේ? You take the first question. While you are doing the question, you watch. You check the clock. Ari watch එක බලනවා. නැත්නම් clock එක බලනවා. When you see the clock, you can see. I have 5 minutes passed. You have taken more than enough time for one short question. හැබැයි ඔයාලට පේන්නේ මොකද්ද? I failed to achieve my target to complete the question in 1 minute. But that one doesn't go to your mind. What goes to your mind? Addo, I have 55 minutes. එතනම ඉවරයි. Your brain gets the comfort zone only. ඒක ඔයාලගේ වැරද්දක්ද? නෑ පුතා. ඒක brain එකේ හැටි. Are we going to submit for the brain, or are we going to dominate the brain? ඒක ඔයාලා decide කරන්න. So what I did was, when I was doing O levels, A levels, එක කරාති දැන් degree එකත් ඉවරයි. මම ඉවර වෙනකම මම වැඩ කරේ නේ. මොකක්ද නම්? 1 hour, I always program my brain for 60 minutes. දැන් මේකට ලොකු වැඩි. හේතුව අපේ brain එකේ කැමති නැහැ ලොකු වෙලාවක් වැඩ කරන්න. So අපි මම මොනවද කරන්නේ? 60 minutes I'm dividing for 30 questions. 30 questions. Right? Here 60 minutes කඩා ගන්න questions 30න් බෙදලා. Right? එතකොට 2 minutes එනවා. 2 minutes chunks තියාගෙන වැඩ කරන්න. Or else in here 30 questions you have to complete in 60 minutes, right? So you get 2 minutes for one question. So 2 minutes is more than if in the beginning phase. I would like in the first week try it will be hard. It's not something that you all used to do. It's obviously going to be hard for you, but that means you all have to somehow do it. If you do it 1 week, 2 weeks, you all going to get used to that method. Other methods you are setting time waste karana hitinne. Right? So 2 minutes chunks තියාගන්න. Now your brain එකේ තියෙන්න ඕන 1 hour clock එකක් නෙවෙයි. You have 2 minutes clock. Your time is 2 minutes. Phone එක ගන්න එපා. Tell your parents and buy a small clock or a small timer. එහෙම නැත්නම් digital watches තියෙන්නේ. Like අර මේ only the time and stopwatch එක තියෙන watch තියෙන. ඒ watch එකක් ගන්න. Smart watch ගන්න යන්න එපා. Right? In the digital watch, set the timer for 2 minutes. Try the first question. 2 minutes ඉවර වුණාන් පස්සේ බලන්න ඉවරද? ඉවර නෑ. Let the timer go. ඔයාලා එහෙම practice කරද්දී you can see previously within 1 hour if you have completed totally 5 questions done. Previously within 1 hour if you have tried totally 5 questions done. Now once you completed 1 hour, you at least you all have tried 15 to 16 questions. 5 වල ඉඳලා 15 කියලා කියන්නේ ලොකු improvement එකක්. Right? So with the time being, within 1 hour you all be able to complete more than 50 short questions. So you have to program your brain for that. Our brain is very possible to program. වැඩ කරන හැටි ඔයාලා tactic because 1 hour not, it doesn't matter how many hours you study. How you study in that many of hours. That's the one matters. How many hours you study කියන එක doesn't count. There are people who study for 2 hours but get 100 out of 100. Meanwhile, there are people who spend 18 to 20 hours doesn't get enough result. Okay? The reason is that person knows how to utilize that his or her 2 hours. This person don't know how to utilize their effective time. Time make effectively use karanna. How they don't know how to use the time effectively. So you have to program your brain. So මෙතන මගේ ක්ලාස් එක ඉවර වෙද්දී ඔයාලා ඔක හදනවා. හැබැයි මෙහෙමයි. I can advise you. I can't call you guys and remind you every time. පුතේ ගන්න දැන් මේ ගන්න ටයිමර් එක keep the 2 minutes time and do the work කියලා. I can't program you guys. Come and individually I can't program you. You should get that discipline to your head and do. A discipline එක ඔයාලා you all have to prepare that discipline in your head. Understood? Right? It's very much possible. Huh? Your brain is not the one that's controlling you. You all should be the person who controlling your brain and your heart. Right? I think that's enough. Now listen. The first question is from sets. If the question is from a specific area, I would recommend you all to do like this. This is how I recommend all the students. Sets is the lesson, and in this lesson, now we are going to discuss about set builder method. That's the first question. So what is our pattern of taking the notes in the class? How we are working in the class? I give you the question tute. Once I complete the discussion, obviously you will get the marking scheme for every paper. Marking scheme right? Once we completely finished one paper, you will get the marking scheme, right? So now listen. You have to divide your book into two parts. This is the area where you get the main note. Final answer. Or else, this is the one you have to write in a final exam paper. These answer steps. Method theory part. Now, what are the colors you are going to use? Number one, write the topic always in black color or blue color. They can make a fixed one. Some students prefer writing the topic in blue color. Some people prefer writing the topic in black color. Maintain the same way in every paper and every question, because it looks beautiful when it comes to the finally, when you are referring to that, it looks beautiful. Day before the exam, when you are referring into the note, what happens? You all don't like to see your note. It's not in a proper way. So take the notes properly. Okay, right. Now this is our thinking. Here, see, yeah. I will take this question itself. This theory part, you can write it in a different color pen. Red pen only the special things we are going to write in red color pen. It can be either blue color or black color or green color or some other color. Okay. Main answer is blue or black. If you are using blue for the topic, write the answer in black. If you are using black for the topic, write the answer in blue. Okay. Theory part, take it in different color. Primarily 4 colors should be there: blue, black, red, and another special color that you like. Any color you like. Hare? It is given that P is equals to, some notations are there, comma, minus 1x less than, in the question it given as minus 3, may minus a kapan, it's plus 3, yeah? It should be plus 3. It's an error in the question. Correct the question. It should be plus 3. It's not minus 3. It's an error in the question. When it comes to set builder method, I hope this green color is visible for online students. Can you please quickly confirm me, Puda? Someone? It's visible, right? Okay, great. Now listen, na? When it comes to set builder method, number one, don't be afraid to this method. People are very much confusing. Remember that this is the way we are writing, the way we are reading this. P is a set of. Here, this is the name of the set. Read these two together with the equal sign. How do we read it? P is a set of. P is a set of. Whose set? Whose set? P is a set of X. P is a set of X. P is a set of X. What are these two dots then? These two dots means such that. Okay. P is a set of X such that. They say that there is a set named as P, and that P set contains some elements, and the elements are represented by this X agent. P set it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. All those numbers are represented by one single algebraic agent X. P is a set of X. What kind of X? what kind of x explain karanna thama, they are putting such that P is a set of x such that now they are explaining who is x, how the x kila kiyanawa then, such that this says x is an element of, this element of part is given by this main notation, is an element of එක කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ notation එකේ, from that notation x is an element of integers. Integers means this is the notation for set of integers. අන්න ඔය idea එක තමයි මෙතනින් කියන්නේ. X is an element of set of integers. Until this point, from our understanding, let's try to write the P set with its elements. P set with its elements, I'm going to write P is a set of x, sorry, set of x such that x is an element of set of integers, which means all the values that x can take is in set of integers. Is in set of integers means what, Pudha? It can be negative whole numbers or positive whole numbers or zero. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on. 0, +1, +2, +3, +4 and so on. Right? Negative or positive integers including 0, we call them negative whole numbers, positive whole numbers and 0. All together we call set of integers. Set of integers. Fractions මොකුත් නැහැ ඒකේ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until infinity. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8 until infinity. මැද ඉන්නවා බතල ගෙඩිය වගේ 0 එක. හරි? 0 is also an integer. So now until this point, what did they say? P is an integer basically. I mean the elements in P are integers, which means it can be any integer, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 ඔන්න ඔය වගේ values ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඔය කියන්නේ. But not all of them. The last result or last condition explains us precisely what are the integer values, not all of them. What are the integer values taken? Values that are greater than -1. -1 is here. Greater than -1 means this area. Less than 3. 3 is here. Less than this means this area. No equal sign. Equal sign තිබ්බොත් මෙයාවත් ගන්න වෙනවා. If you have the equal sign here, then you'll have to take this one as well. No equal sign on both places. Then moot ne. In between that we have 0, 1 and 2. Basically set P කියලා කියන්නේ කාටද? 0, 1, 2 මෙන්න මේ 3 elements විතරයි. This is what the set builder method, this is the same set in terms of its elements. Once again, they say that P is a set that contains some elements. All the elements represent karna agent is this. All the elements represented by this x. Right? They are saying this x is an integer. So obviously whatever the elements that in P set, you must have an idea that all of them are integers. What kind of integers or within what range of integers are they? Explain that one in next inequality. X can take values greater than -1. X can take values less than +3. Greater than -1 means 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Less than 3 means below 3, 2, 1, 0 and passada. උන් දෙක අස්ස ඉන්නේ කවුද? 0, 1 and 2 only. So x can take only 0, 1, 2. අන්න එනවා set P, capital P set in terms of its elements. Now what they are asking, write down the elements in set capital P. Exam එක ලියන්න මෙච්චරයි. P equals to 0, 1, 2 ලකුණු දෙක දෙනවා. එච්චරයි. This is the one exam එක ලියන්න. But in order to answer the exam question, you should know how to read it. I'll give you another example. තව example එකක් කරමු අපි ඕන්න. I'm saying that capital A is a set of y such that Okay, y is a positive integer, or is y is even. I'll say like this: y is even, comma, and y is greater than 0, less than 10. Quickly write down the elements and send that in the chat box. Karan balan. Make it what are the elements for what are the element write down the set A in terms of its element. It is compulsory to write inside the curly brackets. Huh? It is compulsory to write inside the curly brackets. Set එකක් නේ ලියන්නේ. So write down the elements and send me පුතා quickly. Online students, what are the elements that comes in set A? මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? බලලා කියන්න. ටකලා මේක බලලා කියලා ලියන්න කලින්. මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? Y is even. එහෙනම් obviously even numbers in on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, those numbers. And among those even numbers, they are asking only the even numbers between 0 and 10. Between 0 and 10, what are the even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8. Ehang, capital A set contains only the elements what? 2, 4, 6, 8. Or no, 8 විතරයි. 2, 4, 6, 8. Exactly. හරිනේ? scene එක තේරුණා? වැඩි ලේසිද? හරි. මොකෝ? කම්මැලිද? සනීප නැද්ද? Right? Online students, understood, clear, confirm karala 100% clear nan confirm karala. We'll move on to the next question quickly. I need individual responses. Online students, individual responses. Oy denna. Sure, confident. Awulak naha kothanawa. I need individual responses. Quickly drop message in the chat box. Clear, understood, individual responses. Right. So this is how I expect you all to take the note. If you need to take the note, quickly take it. I'll give you 30 to 45 seconds and then I'll move on to the next question. एक मिनट कराना बला. एक मिनट कराना बला. आते लेके बैठ के विंडो ने यार. Quickly finish it. ඔයාලට simplifications වල issues හදන්න පුතාස් වෙනම video series එකක් කරනවා. There will be a separate video series to train you all for the simplifications, because I feel like there are some students who's having some hard time in simplifications, because I have seen this is very pathetic. Okay, so you believe me or not, when it comes to O levels, there are students in my A level classes. Mage A level classes wala lama innawa, right? 9 A's, 8 A's for O levels, including maths. They don't know how to expand this. Make expand කරන්න දන්නේ නැති කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. Why is that? Their knowledge is until O levels only. After O levels, results එද්දි ඔක්කොම අමතකයි. එහෙම වැඩ කරලා බෑ ඉතින්. If you all are students who's planning to pursue a higher education in computer science or software engineering or marine or else in some other area that is heavily needing mathematical concepts, අනිවාර්යෙන් ඕනේ. If you are thinking I don't need mathematics to become a software engineer, yes, obviously you can become a software engineer who's developing a library management system, ticketing system, booking system. ඔන්න ඔයගාන software engineer කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Not a person who can develop the operating systems, right? Work with artificial intelligences, develop learning large language models, natural language processing models. ඕවා develop කරන තරමට එයාලට ඔළුව නැහැ. Why? If you want to become a software engineer who works in large language models, you need statistics and computer science. Maths වල තියෙන algebra, linear algebra, complex analysis, matrices related concepts. ඔය ඔක්කොම linear algebra වල කොහොම matrices උගන්වනවා. ඔය මොකුත් නැතුව ගිහිල්ලා ඔයාලට මේ large language models වල work කරන්න බෑ as a software engineer. So just because the industry says I want to become a software engineer, no need to do maths, ගිහිල්ලා private campus එකක කරා software engineering degree එක එනවා නම් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. You can work with artificial intelligences by using third party tools. Modeling එක create කරපු model එක train කරන්න ඔයාලට පුළුවන්. You can't create models. You can't create models. If you want to create models, you need maths. Models create කරන්න නම් maths ඕන. 200,000 300,000 salary වලට යන්න ඕන නම් පුතා ඉතින් maths ඕනේ නැහැ. ඔයාලට නිකන් ගිහිල්ලා software engineering කරලා web development එකක් කරගෙන earn කරත හැකි. වැඩක් නැහැ ඉතින්. Because there are plenty of people who can do that. industry needs people, software engineers on a phase 5 එකේ software engineers ලා මොකක්ද ඒ කියලා පස්සේ හොයාගන්න. Maybe there are people who's interested in software engineering field. So I from myself, I'm personally working in data science field. Tuition කියලා කියන්නේ මගේ passion එක, because I don't want to give up on tuition. Tuition is my passion. It's not my profession. My profession is data science, right? එතකොට අපේ field එකේ work කරද්දී දැන් අපේ company එකේ එහෙම මේ business analyst එහෙම hire කරන්න නැද්ද පට්ටවුල් ඉතින්. මම මේ ඔළුව දින එකෙක් නෑනේ. වැඩ කරන්න පුතා. You all have a very great potential. Still 16 years. No need to be hurry in order to earn money. Money හොයන්න ඕනකට වඩා කලබල වෙන්න එපා. Okay? It will automatically flow. Okay? Automatically it will flow in your area if you do the works in your O-level, A-level life properly, and if you have a clear vision. If you have a clear vision එකක් නැතුව කරන්න බෑ. Right. Second question is also from sets. Now the first question is actually from the grade 10. Now second question is also from sets. Okay, this one is also from sets. What's a specific area of sets? Venn diagrams. Venn diagram and set notation. Venn diagram and set notation. Ahanginna. Listen. Listen. Question says that write the set notation of the shaded part in the Venn diagram. Listen carefully. Shaded part is given like this. Answer ekam echchara endone. Here see, this is how we think. We have 3 sets together. And the sets are named as capital A set, and then capital B set, and the third set is named as capital C set. And how these sets, what's the region that is shaded? This is the region that is shaded, puta. Then ahang innako hata mitsarai. This is it. If you know these two notations, it's easy to build up the conversation. Here see, this notation, most of the students are confused with these two notations, these two symbols actually. This symbol is used for common region. ඒ කියන්නේ intersection එකේ this n එක මතක තියාගන්නකො. මෙයයි එක වගේ. එච්චරයි. Intersection, the common region only. This one says all, which is union. All කියන තේරුම union. All of them. මේ u එකයි මෙයයි එක වගේ. Okay, remember from that. Now we can see for the set capital A and set capital B and set capital C, for all three of them, this shaded region is common. Common නම් intersection. එහෙනම් මෙච්චරයි. For A, for B and for C, the region is common. එහෙනම් intersection. This is the answer. එච්චරයි. ලකුණු දෙකක් 2 marks. If you ask me, sir, if we change the order, is it wrong? Like A intersection C intersection B, එකත් හරි. B intersection C intersection A, is it okay? අවුලක් නැහැ, මේකත් හරි. Okay, there are 3 other ways also. Changing the order doesn't matter. All 3 ways possible to answer. All the ways possible to answer. Right. That's it. Let's move on to the third question. So many questions, yeah. Shall we move to the third question? Online students, quickly confirm me through the chat box. I need individual responses. Quickly All good? Understood? Any unclear part? Any unclear part? Huda, every day after every session, not for today's session, you will get a small question paper from the important things we discussed in the class, which will be uploaded as an exam paper in the LMS, Learning Management System. Right. So here see, if a region is common, an area of sets is common for some number of sets. Common nang, hamotom podui nang. If it is commonly, you can find nang. You see, for this A set, for this B set, for this C set, for all three of them, this is small part is common. No? Common means intersection. Common means intersection. Now, metana sets tunak tinawane. So for A set, for the B set, for the C set, for all three sets, this shaded region is common. Here, A type, B type common, and then B type, C type common. If you write together, it says that for A, B, and C, for all three of them, this is common. That's the idea. Okay. If it is common, this is the notation you have to use, because intersection. If it is all, if the shaded region was this, A, B, C, and if the shaded region is this, all the circles together, okkoma shade karlana. Ehemana? A, union B, union C. Why is that? I'm taking all of them, right? All of them. This is not outside the sets. All of them. A, union B, union C. Right? If you want, you can write this down also for your betterment of understanding. Understood, Sophia? Fine with that. Okay. So let's move on to the third question. Is it good? 1 minute. This marker is not clearly visible for online students. I'll quickly refill it and get back to you. Okay, great. Third question. Third question is also from sets. Again from set notation. Set notation. And Venn diagram. Sorry, no, only from set notations. Now, what's the relevant theory part we are going to learn in this? Listen. Listen, na? They have given A dash. You read it as dash or complement? Complement. The proper way of reading is that complement. A complement, intersection B complement. Intersection B complement. They want us to shade that region. Okay, Venn diagram dilane. Venn diagram. Venn diagram also. They want us to shade this region. Uda, in your ICD, how many of you all doing ICD? Is there anyone who's doing ICD? Raise your hand. ICD. So video is not clear for me. Okay, sorry. Now only I saw that. Video is not clear. Maybe 1 minute. Mame taggala mega connect කරලෙන්න මේතන්ට. 1 minute. I'll quickly connect the other router. One minute. Right now, how is it? Is the video clear now? Then your internet connection unstable now there. Now okay. Honest students, please confirm me through chat box individually. Individually. Video is clear now. Okay, great. Sorry for the inconvenience. Right. ICT people may be familiar with this term. ICT the current. You're doing ICT. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Logic gates, have you completed logic gates? Logic gates here, right? In logic gates, maybe they give this name to your De Morgan's law. Oh my god, De Morgan's law, how many of you have heard this name, De Morgan, or this law? De Morgan's law. A De Morgan's law, we are using the same thing in here. It can be A complement intersection B complement or A complement union B complement. When we are writing this one, let's say I'm taking this complement outside like this. I'm taking the complement outside like this. When we take the complement outside, this intersection converts to union. If you can't shade the region from this, shade from this, because both of them are equal. What is the De Morgan's law? Complement, intersection, complement. Now, once you can take the complement outside, intersection goes upside down as union. This one happens other way around. A, B, if I take the complement outside, union becomes intersection. Basically, if you take the set like this is set capital A, this is set capital B, right? They have named this as B, this as A. Oh, no problem. They want us to shade this one, no? A complement intersection B complement. This is what they wanted us to shade in this. This is what they wanted us to shade in this. I'll just erase this one. I will write it later. I'll write it here. Set A, set B. This is set B. This is set A. Right? A complement intersection B complement. This is the area that I have to shade in this. If you can't directly take this region, I recommend you make use only if it is in this pattern, you can use this complement, intersection, complement, or complement, union, complement. Then you can take the complement outside, intersection changes to union, union changes to intersection. That's it. Okay, that's it. Now, what is this? They say that A union B is complement. Now, what's the idea of complement? Not A union B. Complement means not A union B region. Not A union B region. A union means, now you know what is union. Union means common. A union B means all of A and all of B. All. Union means all of A and all of B. All of A and all of B is union. Complement says that not that. All of A, all of B, not that means outside of it. Not that means outside of it. So this is the region you have to shade. This is the region you have to, you just have to shade it. Shade it in the sense like drawing these kind of stripes is more than enough. Now, if you ask me, sir, can't we go from scratch? If you go from scratch, is it wrong? Scratch means let's say you don't know this, still you have the chance to shade the region properly. So let's say this is set capital A, this is set capital B. Set capital B, set capital A, they have given. If you don't know this relation, let's say how you want to go with this one. How we are supposed to do it? Here, see, very easy. It's a simple part. Forget about this intersection for a moment. Make a take the A complement. A complement means what? Not A, outside A, not A. A is this circle, not A means outside of it. This region, no? Make this region, including this parts. Except for A or the other area. B complement. B complement means not B, outside B. This is B circle, outside B is this area. This area. Now check the intersection. What is intersection? Intersection can dennatama common. For which two common? Outside A and outside B. For both outside A and outside B, the common region. Outside A outside B common region is only the region which has both stripes, both categories of stripes. And basically what? The region that we have highlighted here. The same thing. Same thing. If you do like this, you can easily get the answer. If you can't remember this law, you can go from scratch like this. The fastest way is not going to be the shortest way that we study. Fastest way is going to be the very first way that comes to your mind in exams. If you try to think of a fastest way in exams, the person who's using the longest way is going to surpass you, because you are thinking of a short way. That person is doing the question from whatever the way he knows. Okay, they can complete the paper easily. You can't save your time, right? So easy, is that fine? But when it comes to complement, I'm confused of intersection. Complement means outside. Intersection means set deka ka gana kata karne. Okay. Complement. So now this, let's say this is, I'll take a very basic set and tell you this is set A. Set A wala complement means this is set A. This is set A. A complement means outside region of A. Outside of it, not A. Intersection is a different concept. Intersection we can discuss for two or more sets. When there are two or more sets. Let's say this is A set, this is B set. Intersection means the common region for both of them. That is intersection. Understood, Havama? Once more. Okay. So what's the exact part you didn't understood? You're confused with the complement and the intersection of terms. Complement means outside of a set. Right? A complement means outside A. Intersection means if you take two or more sets, the common region of it. The common region of it. Now for this A set and B set, intersection is the common region for both of them. So let's say someone is asking A set A intersection B is this, no? This is A intersection B. But if they're asking you to write A intersection B will a complete complement, I can A intersection B is this. Complement of it means make a natural, except for this, the outside region, which will make a and this region all. Complement means whatever the set it is, not that set outside of it. A part if they say to shade A complement, then you should we shade the intersection also. Right, okay. Let's take two sets and try to explain it. This is set A, set B. This is set B. Let's say you have to shade only A complement. Only A complement. Only A complement means, Pudha, listen carefully, focus. A is this. Minna meya vitrai A. Right? This is A. That is set A. A complement means A walling elia. Outside A. Outside A is what? Without the A circle, all the other parts. So obviously the intersection will not be highlighted. Intersection also belongs to A. Outside A means outside A. Okay. Right. Others, good. I'm going to move on to the next question. The B complement also the same thing. Yeah, it happens vice versa. Right. If you want to note down, quickly note down. You are the leader. I'm moving on to the fourth question now. Question number 4. Calculate NA intersection B if NA is this, NB is this, and N union B is this. A ke hadaganna puta NA union B is equals to 7 kiyala. Correct, NA union B equals to 7. Correct, NA union B equals to 7 na, in the fourth question. Correct, NA union B equals to 7 kila hadagan. Question number 4. N A intersection B. Here, this is Puta again from sets, but from the formula. Formula part. What's the formula? Here, see, yeah. I'm not going to derive the formula. I'll just give you the two formulas. Remember that in the formulas is more than enough. We have a similar formula and probability also. We have a similar formula in probability also. Here, see. N A intersection A union B. N means the number of elements. Number of elements okay? Number of elements in A union B set. This is equals to number of elements in set A plus number of elements in set B minus number of elements in A intersection B. You have to remember this formula. If you can't remember the formula, then sometimes you might not be able to answer this question. Is it correct? Huh? Right. Here's how this goes. Here's yeah. In A union B is given. I told you to correct it as 7. this is equals to, you just have to apply this formula directly. Yeah? In short, these are short questions. You can write down the formula and then substitute. Aulak ne. If you can't, if you don't, I mean, if you want to save the time, not writing the formula and substituting directly, that is also fine. So what I recommend is write the formula and substitute. In A union B is equals to number of elements in set A plus number of elements in set B minus number of elements in A intersection B. Pattern එක මතක තියාගන්න. A union B is the one that is equals to NA, NB and NA intersection B. Remember the pattern. In A union B is given 7. Number of elements in A is 5 plus number of elements in B is 3 minus number of elements A intersection B. This is what they wanted us to find. Make it a hand. This is what they wanted us to find. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 7. These steps are not necessary. May step on 8 minus A intersection B. Take this minus to the other side. Take this 7 to this side. So again, number of elements in A intersection B is equals to 8 minus 7, which is 1. This step is not necessary. Make on in a optional step. This is an optional step. This is right in the formula is optional. This step is compulsory 1 mark allocated in our final answer 1 mark. So totally 2 marks allocated like that. So this step is optional. That step is optional. Okay. So since this is an open session, the recording will be sent. Recording will be shared because most of the students inquiries they cannot actually join the live session because they have some other classes clashing with this time. Colombo වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, outstation ළමත් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. There are people who's having classes with this classes clashing with this time. So they will be asking for the recording. So obviously the recordings will be shared. But from next week onwards, the recording will not be shared as an open one. It will be uploaded to the LMS. It will be uploaded to the LMS. Okay. So what did I do? Here, correct this one as, I have given the data as 10. Correct this one as 7. Okay. In A union B, data was given as 10. This was given as 10. Eka 10 නෙවෙයි 7 කරගන්න. And then we just had to substitute. Substitute color, simplify. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 equals to 8 minus NA intersection B. Take minus NA intersection B to the other side. 7 to this side. 8 minus 7 is 1. NA intersection B equals to 1. They just wanted us to find the value of it. That's enough. Right. Question number 5. Sudha, these are the potential questions that they can give you in final exams in relation to sets. Sets වලින් දෙන්න පුළුවන් මෙච්චරයි. Write the set builder method එක දීලා they will ask you to write the set in set notation and then formula related questions. Shade the Venn diagram if the notation set notation is given, or else write the set notation if the Venn diagram is given. Those are the only possible, or is most probably they will give you those type of questions only. Other than that, sets වලින් වෙනම ප්‍රශ්නයක් එනවා නම් special cases we'll discuss in our future papers. මේකේ part 2 paper එකේ ඒ වගේ cases ටික මම discuss කරන්නම්. Paper number 2 වල. Right? So the question number 5. Shall I move to the question number 5? Havama, I think I gave a rundown on the steps once again on that question. Okay. Right. Shall we move to the next question? Online students, I need individual responses. You can get the recordings by sending a message to this number. To access the recordings, to get the class details, drop a message to this number mentioning GradeUp mentioning GradeUp කියලා mention කරලා maths කියලා mention කරලා යවන්න. maths recording කියලා කියන්න. They will send the recording. Okay. Azhar, for your question, I will be putting a question related to that one in our next paper. But however, A complement union B or A union B complement, Elliot complement question. There's a question A union B complement or A complement union B. This one මෙහෙම bracket දාලා කොහොමද කරන්න කියලා අහනවා. Okay. So actually there is no direct method to write this one or specific way of writing that one. එහෙම කටපාඩම් method එකක් නැහැ. But still there is a way of writing by taking the complement outside. ලියන්න පුළුවන් විදිහක් තියෙනවා. There is a way. This one related question is included in my next paper. So that's why I didn't answer that question when you asked earlier. Okay. Right. So we'll go to the fifth question. And unbiased. Unbiased කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Umar? Unbiased කියන්නේ online students unbiased. What's the meaning of unbiased? කවුරු හරි කියන්න බලන්න. Unbiased. Any idea? Unbiased. කියන්න බලන්න. Fair, equal. Any other idea? What? No idea about unbiased. Huh? Point nang advantage. Okay, I'm asking what does that mean by unbiased or fair? Unbiased means, right? ඔයාලා මහින්ද මාත්‍යත් නෙවෙයි රනිලුත් නෙවෙයි අනුරත් නෙවෙයි කාටවත් කඩේ යන්නේ නැහැ. අන්න ඒ වගේ කැටගරිස් තියෙන්නේ. අන්න ඒවා unbiased. No partiality. Not biased to one particular result, right? So they are tossing an unbiased coin and a fair tetrahedron. So this one is from probability, okay? Probability is the lesson and from the grid diagram category. Grid diagram part of probability, grid diagram billing, okay. Now here say, and unbiased means well balanced, well balanced, not biased to any side, not there is no partiality to any side. So have you heard that in cricket tossing they made a cheating in cricket tossing කියලා කියනවා. ඒ වගේ සීන් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන ඉස්සර දන්නවද? දන්නේ ක්‍රිකට් බලන්නෙත් නෑ. Right? So let's say if you take a coin and when you flip it, if the probability of getting the head and the tail are equal, then we say that it is not biased, it is unbiased. When you are flipping for 10 times, 8 times you are getting the head only, which means the coin is biased. Coin is biased. Head එකේ ඉන්න විදිහටම තමයි හදලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් if you take a හිතමුකෝ අපි cricket එකේ use කරන tossing coin will take you. It has two sides, no? So cricket coin එක I will take the side view. So this side, if you look from this side, you will see the circle. මේ පැත්තෙන් බැලුවොත් circle එක පේනවා. So let's say this side you have the head and this side you have the tails කියලා. If it is unbiased, both sides are well polished and both sides having the same weight. Now let's say you are India, you are Pakistan, right? Captains la දැන් එනවා toss එක දාන්න. Okay, when tossing, now countries ගන්න එපා කැත වැඩනේ, right? You are A country, you are B country, right? So tossing කරන්න නැති, now A country knows obviously I'm going to get obviously tail එක තමයි එන්නේ කියලා, because that country knows that cheating වැඩක් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියලා. So that country is going to call tail and tail again now. කොහොමද cheat කරන්නේ? How they are cheating? පුතා වැඩි දෙයක් නෑ. On this side you can add a small like milligram amount of weight එකක් මේ පැත්තට add කරොත් it can be a small what do you call පොඩි කොළ කෑල්ල chewing gum bubble gum කෑල්ල චූටි right එහෙම නැත්නම් or else the easiest way is that reducing the weight of this side by පොඩ්ඩක් අර පොඩි something sharp taking something sharp and පොඩ්ඩක් පතුරු ගන්නවා මොකද වෙන්නේ this side weight is lower this side weight is high when you flip it බර වැඩි පැත්ත පල්ලෙහාට යනවා okay tail එක උඩට එනවා so that's how cheating in tossing right so now here there is no such thing we are taking a fair unbiased coin which means the probability of getting the head and tail is equal there is an equal amount of if you flip the coin for 10 times there is a high chance that you get 5 heads and 5 tails okay but actually 10 flippings 10 times carrying out the experiment is not enough okay you are studying probability in all levels මෙච්චරයි probability එකක කොහොමද how the probability is taken infinitely many times ඒ coin එක flip කරලා result එක තමයි අර මේ අපි probability කියලා ගන්න so in the when you are writing the probability the denominator of the probability is actually a very high number right again if you want to get the expected result you have to carry out the experiment more than 1000 to 2000 times half result එක ඉන්න right you don't have to worry about those things for the moment now listen it is well balanced now what is a tetrahedron tetra means 4 tetrahedron means a four-sided solid actually all four sides are triangles a tetrahedron is මොකද්ද toss together so represent the sample space on the grid so we have the coin on the y axis and the tetrahedron die on the y axis so x axis this is a coin is on the x axis y axis so coin we have only two possible outcomes it can be either head or tail if anyone wants to write the tail first and head after that no problem metana write it in the numerical order in ascending order 1 2 3 4 so they are asking us to represent the sample space on the grid with the one in die you can get the tail in coin you are tossing you are rolling the die and you are tossing the coin die එක roll කරලා නවතිද්දී එන number එක it can be 1 2 3 or 4 when you toss the coin can give you head or tail so it can be 1 you are getting from the die tail you are getting from the coin and 1 from the die head from the coin 2 from the die tail from the coin වෙන්න පුළුවන් so sample space will be marked like this sample space will be marked like this so what is this sample space what's this element means getting die from the coin and tail from the die from getting 2 from the die and tail from the coin harane okay right now listen they want us to encircle the event that obtaining a prime number with head this is the these are the two prime numbers we have prime number with head prime numbers එන්නේ මේ කැලේ දෙකේ විතරයි 2 is a prime number 3 is a prime number no so with a prime number head with another prime number head prime number with a head these are the two possibilities that we have they didn't ask you to write the probability they just ask you to write down encircle the event if they ask you to write down the probability what you should do probability එක ලියන්න කිව්වොත් 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 out of 8 outcomes only 2 outcomes in our favor this is the probability if you keep the answer like this is also correct if you want to simplify you can simplify and write 1 over 4 ඔහොම ලියන්න පුළුවන් but here they didn't ask you the probability if probability is asked, you have to write the probability like this. If probability is asked, you can write like this. Okay, right. Arne? Okay, so we'll move on to the sixth question. Shall we do the sixth question, Puta? Make it a metana vena mogot theory part mogot naya Puta. Shall I move to the next question? Right, Kameli. B, Abu Lavi in the Kameli Kami. Question number 6. In a bag. Now I'm not going to write this on the board. You all are going to do the question in your head with me. Okay. Now all online students, online pudala, keep your pens away. Okay. Keep your pens away, keep your books away. Now you all are going to listen to the question carefully and try to derive the probability with me. They say that in a bag, 5 red balls and 3 blue balls. Then මොකද්ද තියෙන bag එකේ? 5 red, 3 blue. Put that note in your head. 5 red, 3 blue. Totally how many balls are there? 8 balls are there. 5 red balls, 3 blue balls. Totally 8 balls are there in that bag. If 2 balls selected at random without replacement, 2 balls selected at random without replacement, actually they should mention this one also, one after the other. එකපාර දෙකක් ගන්න. Taking one and then taking another one. There are 2 possible ways we can do it. How? Taking one ball, okay, drawing one ball, check the color, put that ball back inside the bag, drawing another ball. එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන්. If not, taking one ball, check the color, keep it outside, and then take another ball. So the first instance I told you is with replacement. I'm taking a ball, checking the color, and then I'm replacing it again to draw the next ball. Second instance, taking a ball, check the color, keep it outside, and draw the next ball, which means I'm drawing the next ball without replacing it. In the first instance and second instance, what's the difference? When you draw a ball for the first time, the sample space count is not going to change when you draw the next ball. 8 balls are there, taking one, you put that ball inside, and when you take another one, what happens? Again, in the sample space, same 8 balls are there. But in the second instance, you draw a ball first, check the color, keep it outside. You draw another ball in the second. When you are taking the ball for the second time in the sample space, totally there are 7 balls only. Now, may idea go with yagan. Now I'm going to write. Listen. Six. In a bag, listen carefully. To go for the final, I will write the final answer only here. This is probability instance without replacement category. Without replacement. Now, Buddha, if you lose the focus, you can't lose your focus, okay? Now I'm going to write down the theory on the other side. Here, say, listen. In the bag, there are 5 red balls, 3 blue balls, right? So this is the beginning of the discussion. In the beginning of the discussion, 5 red balls, 3 blue balls, totally 8 balls. Totally 8 balls, right? 8 balls. Now, if you want, you can draw a tree diagram and think about this. Tree diagram on it there, and then it will be better. Listen now. I'm not going to read the next part of the question yet. First of all, we'll finish this. First draw. When I'm drawing a ball for the first time, first draw a KD. I can get either a red ball or else I can get a blue ball, no? I can get a red ball or a blue ball. මම මෙතන ඉඳන් බෝලයක් දානවා කට ඇතුළට. ආය පාරක් කට අරනවා දැක්කොත්. ආගාන. Since morning you had class? No, no. What time to what time you had the science class? 11 to 1. Right. Here's it. When you draw the ball for the first time, inside the bag there are red balls, blue balls, both. I can draw either a red ball or a blue ball. මගේ අතර red ball එකක් එන්නත් පුළුවන්, blue ball එකක් එන්නත් පුළුවන්. There are two chances. Now, when you're writing the probability, make sure that you write the probability on the branch. In tree diagrams, probability and method නෙවෙයි. Here we write the possibilities or as the outcomes or as the result එක මෙතන දාන්න. It can be a red outcome, it can be a blue outcome. Okay? Metana, you have to write the chance, or is this the first row? Attempt actually, the first row or the second row. What is it? Metana mention. Here you write the outcome, red or blue. Probabilities are written on the branch. Branch uda you have to write the probability. Now, when it comes to probability, I can see there are 8 total balls and this bag is not transparent. You don't see the balls. When you put your hands inside and noyala atagala baladdi oyata hambina හැම බෝලයක්ම all the balls feels identical. By touching you can't feel the color, no? Touching welling, if you can feel the color, you are becomes not human beings actually. There is an animal which feels the colors by touching. Okay? Somehow you feel all 8 balls are identical regardless of the color. You don't know the color actually when you touch the ball, no? So totally from your end personally, totally how many balls are there you can draw? 8. That's going to be the sample space count. That's going to be the sample space count. I'm teaching this one assuming that you don't know anything. If you put the hands inside the bag, 5 red balls are there, 3 blue balls are there. 5 red balls are there, 3 blue balls are there. What's the chance that you can get a red ball out of how many balls? 5 balls are there, no? එතකොට red ball එකක් එන්න තියෙන chance එක 5යි. 5 chances are there to draw a red ball. Meanwhile, 3 chances are there to draw a blue ball. Now I'm going to draw the second row. Second row. In the second row, here's here. First time I can get a red. Second time I can get a red, again a red. First time I can get a red. Second time we can get a blue. First time blue, second time red. First time blue, second time blue. Now listen. Now you have to think of one thing. After the first row, without replacement, however, the one ball is reduced inside the bag. Then at the bag, how many balls are there? 7. There are only 7 balls inside the bag. 7 balls inside the bag. Out of those 7 balls, you have to check what's the chance that I can draw my next out of 7 balls. Here see, yeah? If I draw a red ball first, what's the ball that I'm going to keep outside? A red ball. එතකොට bag එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන red ball කීයද? 4යි. So out of the total 7 balls, inside the bag we have how many red balls? 4 red balls. We took a red ball outside and kept it. Then bag එක ඇතුලේ තිබ්බ blue, the count of blue balls not going to change. So still the 3 blue balls are going to be there. Still the 3 blue balls are going to be inside the bag. Now if you take a blue ball and keep it outside, online students now answer me. Online students answer me now. Physical class students already answered. No? Now online students answer me. If I draw a blue ball first, And without replacement means I'm not going to put that inside the bag again. I will be keeping that outside. Now online students tell me, totally 7 balls are there in the sample space. How many red balls are there to draw? How many red balls are there to draw for the second time? How many chances are there? Supiri. 5. Obviously, it's 5. It's 5. ඔය ආන්සර් කරන අනිවාර්යෙන් ඒකක් ගන්න මේ වැඩ කරොත් regardless of your state. Now 4 months is more than enough to go for an A pass if you work properly. More than it. This is not A levels. No. If an A level student come and ask me, so within these 4 months, can I go for can I get an A pass if that person is having 35 marks, 40 marks තියෙනවා මගෙන් ඇවිල්ලා අහනවා සර් combined maths වලට ඒකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද last 4 months බොළුවෙන් හිටගෙන බෙර ගැහුවත් බං උඹට ගන්න බෑ අන්තිම මාස හතරෙන් except if the god wills that that person will get in another level of miracle එකක් ඇවිල්ලා වෙනවා හැරෙන්න last 4 months වලින් combined maths එහෙම කරන්න බෑ O level maths උඹට ලකුණු 100 ගන්නත් පුළුවන් if you practice the last 10 to 15 years past papers properly, getting an A pass from the last 4 months is very much possible. A level එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. A level අමාරුයි. Right. So how many blue balls are there? Honest, tell me how many blue balls are there now. For the second row, how many blue balls should I have? Only 2. Only 2. Actually, you don't have to go for this kind of a big discussion for a short question, but I did this one to teach you how to draw a tree diagram if there is a without replacement situation. Make an extended version එකක් තියෙනවා which that they are tend to give in your final exam paper. ඔයාලගේ exam එකේ ඉන්න chance එකක් high chance එකක් තියෙන එකක් because more recently if you take the recent O level exam papers, those exam papers are heavily evaluating the students thinking ability හිතන්න පුළුවන් හැකියාව so thinking ability කියලා කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි they can't make the paper harder than a certain level because they have to maintain the pass percentage in Sri Lanka. If the pass percentage goes down, Sri Lankan students won't get jobs in outside countries. අර මේ literacy එක අඩු වෙනවනේ ඒ හින්දා they will have to maintain the pass rate. So ඒක හින්දා අර පොඩි margin එකක් සීලා තමයි අමාරු කරන්නේ. They are not going to make the paper super hard. It's not going to happen obviously. Paper will be some sort of hard than the 2016-17 papers වලට වඩා චුට්ටක් අමාරුයි. But it's not going to be harder than ever. එහෙම එකක් නෑ. Okay? But they will think they will evaluate the critical thinking of the student. Critical thinking එක පොඩ්ඩක් evaluate කරයි. So there is a usually until this moment the only change that I have seen in tree diagrams was එක branch එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. Students have to think that whether the last branch is coming or not කියන එක only that part is the part that they made hard. So then now there is a chance that මේක තව එක branch එකකට extend වෙන්න. This one to be extended to another branch. Right? So that possibility is there. So we'll discuss a similar kind of a question in our next paper. මේක නම් දාලා නැහැ මම ඒක. I have put that question in our last batches final exam paper. දැන් ඔයාලට මම මේක මේ series එකේ දාලා I will give you a different paper for the final exam. Right. So now the question is calculate the probability of selecting only one red ball. Only one red ball. Did they specifically mention in what row, in what instance did they mention that? Then is it in the first row? Is it in the second row? Q&A. එහෙමනම් either in first row or in second row you have to get a red ball. Not in both the instances. Read the sentence carefully. They are asking calculate the probability of selecting one red ball. One red ball only එකයි. You cannot have a red ball on the first row and the second row. They came away. One red ball. එහෙමනම් first row red, second row blue, and then first row blue, second row red. These are the only two instances. These are the two branches you have to select. This is our thinking and the theory learning. Since this question came under a short question, this is it that they expecting your final answer. මෙච්චර expect කරන්නේ. This is the method. Probability through a branch, along a branch. Mataka tiyaganna. If you can't remember, put a star mark and write. Probability along a branch here, through this here, if you run through a branch like this, probability through branches will be multiplied, probabilities among the branches here through this branch multiplied. May branches the probabilities will be added. Probabilities among the branches are going to be added. So probabilities through the branch, first branch is 5/8 multiplied by 3/7. This one here, 5/8, 3/7. Probabilities along the branch will be multiplied. The other one, 3/8 multiplied by 5/7. Probabilities along the branch will be multiplied. May probabilities will be added. Probabilities among the branch will be added. Probabilities among the branch will be added. So this is going to be 15/8 times 7, 56, plus 15 over again 56. So you will get final answer 30/56, or as 2 times make a mehema tibbat, no problem. If you want, you can simplify it further by dividing by 2. So you will get 15/28 kila tenawa. If you keep the answer like this, it's still you will get marks. If you keep the answer like this, still you will get marks. Right, if you want to note down something, quickly note it down. So I explained all the possible ways. Finish it. Right. We'll move to the next question. Question number 7. Right. This is also from probability. Actually, probability and fractions both. Probability and fractions both. Right. This question is easy. I don't have to write down any theory here. But they say that in a bag, there are milk flavored toffees and mango flavored toffees. Milk flavored toffees and mango flavored toffees. Probability of selecting a milk flavored toffee is 2/5. Which means if there are 5 toffees, out of 5, 2 toffees are milk kiyanne. Probability of drawing a milk toffee is 2/5. And the number of mango toffees in the cover was 15. Find the total number of toffees in the bag. Now, Buddha, if the probability of probability of drawing a milk toffee is 2/5, now what's the probability of drawing a mango flavored toffee? What is the probability of drawing a milk flavored toffee is 2/5. That's what they mentioned. What's the probability of drawing a mango flavored toffee? 3/5. Probability is 3/5. Why is that? This is the easiest thing. Always remember the total probability is 1. Total probability is 1. So the milk flavored toffee probability is 2/5 now. In order to make the total probability equals to 1, you have to check the balance. දැන් හිතන්නකෝ probability is given as always they are going to give as a fraction fraction එක denominator එක බලන්න. The other one will have the same denominator. Other one will have the same denominator. Numerator will be a value such way that when you add the numerators, it should be equals to the denominator. Then මෙතන numerator 2 no? If I put 3 only, 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. So if you add those two, obviously it's 1 no? Common denominator 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 over 5 is equals to 1. So always total probability is 1. So the probability of the other person is actually can be calculated with the help of the next one. So they are saying the milk flavored toffee probability is 2 over 5 now. Mango flavored toffee's probability is going to be same denominator. මෙතන දෙක නම් total 5 කරන්න මෙතන balance එක දාන්න එච්චර. So this is the probability of mango flavored toffees. Now here see. 3/5 of the total. Okay, 3/5 of the total number of toffees is the mango flavored toffees, which is 15. There are 15 toffees, right? 3/5 of the total. Of means what? Multiplication. Of means multiplication. Of means multiplication, no? In fractions. If I want to calculate the total number of toffees, what should I do? 15 multiplied by 5 over 3. What is the shortcut? මොකක්ද ඒකේ shortcut එක? If you know the number of toffees, or if you know the amount and the probability, if you want to calculate the total, I know the amount is given and the relevant amounts corresponding probability is also possible to calculate. If these two are given, it's very easy. Amount multiplied by reciprocal of the probability, 1 over probability. Reciprocal of the probability, which means 3 over 5 reciprocal like a 5 over 3 gives you the total. Gives you the total. So here total is very easy. Total number of toffees very easily you can get. I know the how many. What's the amount of mango toffees? What's the probability of mango toffees? 3 over 5. This means the reciprocal. Reciprocal. Probability, 1 over probability. Reciprocal. Reciprocal of the probability of mango toffees is 5 over 3. 3 over 5 is the probability. Reciprocal is 5 over 3. If you simplify this, you will get 3 divided by 3 equals to 1. 15 divided by 3 equals to 5. 5 times 5, 25. So totally there are 25 toffees in the bag. If you know the amount and the probability, total is given by amount times 1 over probability, or as reciprocal of the probability. Reciprocal of the probability. Right. Question number 8. It's again from probability, but the formula part. I'm going to erase the board. Other side. Question number 8. It is also from probability, but from formula. Listen. Formula is very simple, but before that, let's understand the terms. Mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive කියන එකයි mutually not exclusive or as inclusive. In other words, we say not exclusive. not exclusive. Right. These are the two main parts that we have in terms of sets. Hurry. Two main parts we have in terms of sets. So mutually exclusive can mean. Let's say there are two sets, capital A and capital B. A kila set hai koi, B kila set hai koi inno. In the same Venn diagram. And if those two sets are like taraha velana, in a set, then a set velana, then divorce na, those are mutually exclusive. Then a bena main. If two sets are mutually inclusive, they have an intersection region like this. If two sets are mutually inclusive, it has an intersection region. Okay. Exclusive na no intersection, inclusive na it has an intersection. It has an intersection. Or no, man. Listen. Mutually exclusive events and mutually inclusive events means like this. Mutually exclusive means events doesn't have a common intersection. Mutually inclusive means even have an intersection. So the formula to solve the problems it can be either mutually exclusive or inclusive. Formula is this: probability of A union B is equals to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. AB same as N, in the places of N we have P. N both number of elements, P both the probability. That's only difference. Now they say that A and B are two mutually exclusive events. Exclusive events means what? No intersection. Intersection එකක් තිබ්බේ නැත්නම් no event there. No event means can be calculated probability there. මොකක්වත් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම්. For an example, let's say there is an event that doesn't happen. Right? For an example, හිතමුකෝ දැන් මෙන්න මේ දොර ඇරගෙන ඩයිනෝසර් එකක් එනවා. It's an event. What's the probability of that event? 0. Why is that? That event doesn't happen. That event doesn't happen. So mutually exclusive means intersection එකක් නැහැ. Intersection event is not there. Not there means no event. No event means won't happen. Won't happen නම් calculate කරලා වැඩක් නැහැ. Probability එක 0. So intersection region doesn't occur. So the probability is obviously 0 for that part. එච්චර අමාරු නෑ හිතන්න. Okay. Now they have given, they want us to find the PA value. PA union B value is given 2/5. This is equals to PA value is the one that we have to calculate plus PB is 1/10 minus 0 දාලා වැඩක් නැහැ. Okay. So I'll take this 1/10 to the other side. 2/5 minus 1/10, which is PA. Which is PA. So you will get, take a common denominator and simplify both. I have to multiply by 2, no? Both numerator and the denominator. So we will get 4/10 minus 1/10 simplified 3/10. It's a fraction simplification. So fractions May month third week the fractions, logarithms, those parts will be discussed in our third week's paper. So PA is 3/10. Probability of the event A is 3/10. 3/10. All good. All good. Then පුතා මේ මෙහෙමයි. මගේ class එකේ I usually don't මොකක්ද අර මේ ඔයාලට ඇඩ්වයිස් දෙන එක වෙනම කතාවක්. ක්ලාස් එකේ ජෝගි දාගෙන ඒ කතා කියන්න තරම් පුතා මැත්ස් වල වෙලාවක් නැහැ to be honest. You all in the last moment no. So don't expect this class to be a fun cracking, joke cracking class. We don't have time. So because if I'm doing so, I will have to increase the speed. I can't teach you the theory, but I can just solve the questions and go. No use of this GradeUp camp. So this camp is to up your grade, no? Right? So we will have to put a discipline and work for this. Okay. All right. Right, we'll move to the eighth question. What's the eighth question? Again, from a grid diagram. A balanced coin. Again, remember, balanced coin Q unbiased Q fair coin Q the same thing. Okay, a balanced coin. A balanced coin and an unbiased dice with 6 sides marked 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 are tossed simultaneously. So there's a special thing about this die. Why? What is it? It has 6 sides, but the six sides are not marked as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is marked as 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So now they have given the grid like this. Okay. So the head is marked here, tail is marked here. That's for the coin side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the die axis. This is the diagonal. I don't know why they put the word die. The same spelling for die, no, Buddha. Die. The literally the meaning of die is not this die. The same die. Marayan. Why E? Why E the die? Ara die the coloring die, right? That's why E. This is coin. Right. So now what they wanted us to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. No? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Right. Now what they ask? Find the probability of the event. Now they are asking the probability. Then if they, even though they ask you only the probability, they expect you to complete the grid diagram. Now in this grid diagram, when you toss the coin and the die at the same time, you are rolling the die and you are tossing the coin. When you toss the coin, you have two possibilities: head and tail. When you roll the die, you have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Those are the outcomes you can get. So with the first one also you can get a head. With the second one also you can get a head. 2 and 2, 3 and 3. May have more head in the tail also can happen in the same way. So marking the grid like this, you have 1 mark. Next, what they say? Next, calculate the event of the probability that of an even number on the die with the coin being the heads marked in heads. Even number die and heads from the coin. When they ask you such event, don't panic. Take part by part and mark it. Even number on the die. Even number on the die na menna me kali dega. Head means this. Now for both of them, set menna maker. We have two events, but they are asking us to find the probability. So you have to do many things. Number 1, you have to mark the sample space on the grid. Number 2, you have to encircle the event, even though they didn't ask you to do so. Probability giving a grid diagram. If they ask you to write down the probability, understand that obviously you will have to mark everything on the sample space on the grid diagram, and you will have to encircle the event. Okay, now find the probability. We have totally 6 times 2, totally 12 events. Out of 12 outcomes, the outcomes that is in our favor or is that is relevant to our event is 2. So this is the probability. If you keep like this, if you want to simplify it further, you can write 1 over 6 kiloluwa. Still you will get marks. For both ways, you will get marks. So this part don't have any special theory to discuss. Okay. Right. Question number 10. Marks obtained by a group of students at a monthly test in mathematics shown below. Now this is from the statistics. Now until this point, what was the lesson? Now we are discussing the first few questions from sets, and if you think that sir මේ තාම ප්‍රශ්න 10යි නේ කියලා වගේ හිතුවා ප්‍රශ්න 10යි නේ කියලා හිතන්න එපා. ප්‍රශ්න 10න් කරපු ටික බලන්නකෝ. Let me summarize it. What we have done through the 10 questions. සෑහෙන ප්‍රමාණයක් cover වෙලා තියෙනවා from the theory from both grade 10 and 11. You see? First thing, first few questions was from sets. Sets, right? And from sets we studied what? Set builder method. And then we discussed if the notation is given, how to shade the region. If the shaded region is given, how to write the notation. Simple questions only we discussed in this case. Moving forward, we are discussing more papers. No papers at the, you'll automatically understand how to do those parts. Fourth one we discussed, what is it? Formula part, how to apply the formula. Second one, probability. Probability we discussed the grid diagram. Okay, and then without replacement part, and through without replacement short question we discussed the big theory part, tree diagram, and how to think of the tree diagram. And then fractions included one, but the formula part. Mutually inclusive, mutually exclusive. And then now we are moving on to the statistics part. Actually, under statistics, this one comes under frequency distributions. Okay, this one comes under frequency distributions. Right. Question number 10. ප්‍රශ්න ගාන පොඩි උනාට කරපු වැඩ ප්‍රමාණය පොඩි නෑ හරි හිතලා වැඩ කරන්න. Question number 10. Marks this is from statistics. Actually, if I give you the word statistics, you don't know. So write like the frequency distributions. That's the way that they have given statistics in your paper, only the distributions part. And in the frequency distribution, this particular question is given from raw data. Okay, not ROW, RAW, raw data. Hurry. Right. So the raw data set is given 24, 5, 8, 15, 20, 16, 12, 13 and 19. So these are the data that they have provided. Marks obtained by a group of students at a monthly test in mathematics shown below. Find the median using the quartiles. Median using the quartiles. Number one in exam paper, you have to adhere to the given instructions, even though you can calculate the quartile by counting the numbers. Count karla hariyata මැදින් එකනවා ගන්න පුළුවන්. That is very much possible. But if they ask you to take the quartiles, then you must go with the quartiles idea. Now, before you do all those things, step number one, what you have to do? Write in ascending order. Write in ascending order. If anyone can't remember these things, ascending order. The lowest number is 5, and then 8, and then 5, 8, 12, 13, 15, 12, 13, 15, 16, 19, 20, and 24. Okay, no? These are the values. Number one, prepare that in ascending order. So, prepare karapu ekadama, that's going to be your first step in the answer sheet. Right? You have to write that one as the first step in your answer sheet. Now, they want us to calculate the median. So remember, median means second quartile itself, which we name as Q2. Median means the second quartile. Median kiyanne second quartile. If they are asking us to go through the quartiles method, so you can't count and take the middle one. You have to use the quartiles knowledge. Now listen. I'm going to calculate the median, which is the second quartile. Now, most students make this error. Puta, the formula that you study, maybe this is in the third term, you might not know these online students, and you guys have you completed frequency distributions. You are there. A second term, right? So, listen now. Quartiles, let's say, if you want to calculate the first quartile, Q1 equals to kila, if you are writing like this, number of elements plus 1. Varadi. Why is that? This doesn't give you the Q1, it gives you the Q1 position. If you want to calculate the first quartile position, 1/4 times 1/4 times number of elements in the data set plus 1. If you want to calculate the second quartile position, then 2/4 times number of elements in the data set plus 1. If you calculate the third quartile position, 3/4 times number of data plus 1. Fourth quartile, only 1, 2, 3, 3 quartiles we have. Only 3 quartiles we have. There is no fourth quartile. Sorry. So if you want to calculate the quartiles, position, these are the formulas. Number of elements in the data set plus 1. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the place of n, we substitute 9. Here we have to calculate the median, so no need to write the first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, all of them, just write the second quartile only. Second quartile position, second quartile position is equals to 2/4 times number of data plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 1 kilogram, which is 10. Number of data plus 1. I'll just write it as 9 plus 1 itself for your better mode of understanding. Now this is going to be, you can simplify and write the final answer. 2/4 means 2 divided by 2 equals to 1, 4 divided by 2 equals to 2, half times 9 plus 1 is 10, which is 5. Our second quartile position is 5. Second quartile is in the 5th position. After writing it ascending order, we have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 elements are there, 9 data are there. All 9 data prepared in ascending order. In the fifth position, we have the median. First position, second position, third position, fourth position. Here is the fifth position. And in the fifth position, we have the second quartile, which is the median. Median is equals to 15. Abuda, Q2 is equals to 15. Q2 position is equals to 5. ළමයි කරන්න මොකද්ද Q2 equals to කියලා මේ ෆෝමියුලා එක දාලා ඒක ගන්නවා equal කරනවා ආයෙ 15 වලට මොන කුණුහරුපයක්ද ළමයි මේ 5 equals to 15 ඕවා ගණිත ලෝවේ කුණුහරුප හරි ලියන්න එපා වැරද්දන්න එපා Q2 position you have to calculate and then in that position what's the number just take it in case if you get a decimal value what happens කියන එක ඒ අමාරු parts ටික අමාරු paper එකේ discuss කරමු. This is an easy paper. The complex parts I have included in the next paper. In case if you get a if you get a decimal value, how to calculate the median? Okay, in between these two, if you get a value, what happens? And a situations we will discuss in the next paper. Okay, right. What's the part you did not understood, Havama? I will explain that particular point. Median. Median means the second quartile. If they ask you to calculate the median using quartiles, remember the second quartile, calculating the second quartile will give you automatically the median of the raw data set. If you want to calculate the median or the second quartile in a data set, number one, you have to write the numbers in ascending order from the smallest to biggest. And then you have to apply the formula to calculate the position. Where is that number? Find where is that number. To find the number, what's the position of that number in this data set, you have to apply the formula. Q2 position is here. If you are calculating the second quartile, it should be 2 over 4. First quartile, 1 over 4. Third quartile, 3 over 4. This is second quartile we are taking. So 2 over 4 multiplied by number of data plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number of data plus 1. Number of data plus 1. 9 plus 1. So if you simplify this, 2 over 4, if you simplify this half multiplied by 9 plus 1 is 10. If you simplify this entire thing is you will get 5. Which means the second quartile position, the second quartile situated in the fifth place. Fourth place, 13. In the fifth place, the fifth position, we have 15. So that's going to be our median. That's going to be our median. Understood, Sneha? Any unclear part? Umar, how about online? Fine, clear. I need individual responses. Ahanginna. Ikman respond karana balan. So, right. Shall I erase the board? You keep the phone away. Apa ini sih? Ah? Ena මොකද්ද බලපෑටි? Ah? You can't use mobile phones in my class. ඊළඟ පාර දැක්කොත් උස්සලා විසික් කරනවා. ෆෝන් එක නෙවෙයි ඔබ. Right? පන්තියේ ෆෝන් පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. The only person who can use the phone in the class is me. Call එකක් ආවොත් ළමෙක් message එකක් දැම්මොත් ඒ හැරෙන්න මට ෆෝන් මං ෆෝන් use කරන්නෙත් නෑ. break එකක් දුන්නොත් හැරෙන්න. හරි? Right, listen. So you might be thinking how to cover up the syllabus in these 4 months. ඒක කලින් explain කරලත් තියෙනවා. උදා. So if you go home and check what are the parts that we have covered from grade 10 and what are the parts that we have covered from grade 11 කියලා, right? So I'm covering up both grade 10 and 11 syllabus. Specify karana make a grade 10, make a grade 11 class. I'm not specifying because in exams they are not specifying like that. No, questions will be given in a mix. So koma kata kerenawa in the class. So if you go through this paper, you will understand that. So now, if you take the month of August, we have 5 Saturdays. we have 5 Saturdays. The first Saturday is today, and today was a introduction, in the sense introduction එකක්ම නෙවෙයි. Like I just gave you the idea how you have to work and how this one should be done කියන advice එකක් දුන්නා, and then I discuss the questions very slowly with you guys. Right, listen. Next week, this is first week done, second week, third week, these 2 weeks I'm taking to complete the 2 papers related to statistics, probability sets, statistics and probability sets, stat and probability. So next week with the May paper ivara vela, if time permits, I'll be starting the second paper also. 4th week and 5th week, these 2 weeks are going to be, okay, I'm going to start with the measurements part. Measurements again, puta, these are the lessons that are included in measurements part. Measurements karanne addi, in between that I will be doing the logarithms part also, even though the logarithms part falls under numbers wala tama logarithms thiyenne, but I will be discussing logarithms in between that, because measurements nathu api logarithms I mean numbers karamu. We'll do numbers. We better to do numbers because it covers the fractions part also, so you can try structured essay questions and essay questions also. So we'll take numbers part. These 2 weeks I'll be discussing all the numbers related lessons in both your grade 10 and 11, which includes what for the fractions, indices, the laws of indices, logarithms, real numbers, that surd related calculations, and then matrices. Okay, all those number related, calculation related parts are discussed under this. Sometimes I need only 1.5 weeks for that, ek loku part ekak newe, but still exam paper එකේ out of 100 23 marks allocated for that. ලකුණු 23ක්, right? 23 marks allocated for the numbers part. Like percentage, under numbers only percentages are there. I mean under percentages in grade 10 you have what puta, in grade 10 you have the taxes, value added tax, income tax, and then what else, rates, customs duty. කොහොම හරි outdated වෙච්ච ටිකක් ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන්නේ පුතා. හරි මේ ආනේ, the way they are collecting tax in the textbook, if they actually collect the tax from us පුතා, we all will be like rich people. Why? එන පොඩි ගාණක් ගෙවන්න තියෙන්නේ. The nowadays tax is like really high, right? So ඒකේ personal tax එහෙම දීලා තිනවා පට outdated, like 10 to 15 years outdated. 2011 impose කරපු එකක් නේ දාලා තියෙන්නේ. So now it's 2025. So it's been 14 years back. 14 years back, 3 governments. Right? 2011 හිටියේ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ, ඊට පස්සේ 2015 වෙනකන් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ හිටියේ, ඊට පස්සේ මෛත්‍රීපාල ආවා, මෛත්‍රීපාලගෙන් පස්සේ ආයේ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ ආවා, ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැදදී ගිහිල්ලා රනිල් ආවා, රනිල් ගිහිල්ලා අනුර ආවා. දැන් එහෙනම එහෙනම මේ ගවර්මන්ට්ස් වගේ කියලා තාම සිලබස් එකේ 2011 ඉන්ලෑන්ඩ් රෙවෙනියු එකෙන් දාපු ඉන්කම් ටැක්ස් එක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? ඒක ඉගෙනගෙන if you go to the industry, I think ඕක මතක තියාගෙන tax හදන්න බෑ. Right? And even the share market කියලා මොනවාද shit එකක් උගන්වනවා ඔයාලට share market. And the share market is not like that. Okay? So actually the syllabus should change. It will obviously change in the new syllabus. ඔයාලගේ මල්ලිලා නංගිලා හරිම වාසනාවන්තයි. Syllabus is going to change in a very good manner, in a significant way. Right? So it's actually beneficial for the industry. Industry ready people are coming. However, so percentages, taxes are there, and then after that simple interest in grade 10. Grade 11 you have compound interest and the reducing balance method. So oya past tika serama 4th and 5th weeks wala discuss wenawa. If you work with me properly within this month, hariyata wada korot, now these 4 weeks will have 4 individual papers that you have to answer. Right? After the session, when you go home, message එකක් ඇවිල්ලා ඇති LMS එකට ගිහිල්ලා exam paper download කරලා කරන්න කියලා. You will get 2 days time, but those 2 days time is actually to submit the paper, not to take 2 days to write the paper. Within those 2 days or 3 days, within those 2 to 3 days, you have to find a 1 hour or 2 hours time at a stretch, and you have to do the paper and upload it to the LMS. Okay. So if you work properly, this month itself, we will be covering up 20 marks from the set statistics and probability, right? 20 marks from the set statistics and probability. And then from the numbers part, we will be covering up 23 marks. Totally 43 marks out of 100 marks is covering up August from the complete paper. And September full month is allocated for, the entire September month is allocated for geometry. Geometry විතරමයි කරන්නේ September වල. Right? Sometimes if I feel like geometry විතරක් කරද්දී කම්මැලි වගේ හිතෙනවා නම් මැදදී I'll be taking the measurements parts as well. Right? Geometry is the main target in September, because geometry requires lots of attention and it has lots of theory parts, and covering up all those theory parts, we have to discuss model questions, riders, past paper questions, ඔක්කොම discuss කරලා geometry 22 marks out of 22 marks geometry වලට ගන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන්න ඕන. So at the end of September, it will be 22 marks. If you add it, 65 marks. B එකක් තියෙනවා. 65 marks means border B එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? And then October and November, October වලදී most probably algebra and measurements දෙකම ඉවර වෙනවා. So November month is actually I have kept for mixed exercises. මේ syllabus එක ඉවර කරපු ටික ආය පාරක් වෙනම paper එකකින් full papers විදියට syllabus එක ආය cover වෙනවා. Right? දැන් ඔච්චර කරලත් අන්තිමට when it comes to the exams, if you are not performing well නම් ඉතින් පුතා ආය උඹලා තරම් අවුල් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. Right? So you have to work continuously. So today's session, here see puta, after today's session is the free session. Next week onwards, the second week onwards, the classes are going to be paid classes. Those are paid classes. Per subject, it's 1,600 ICT, Maths and Business Studies and Accounting. So I will talk about mathematics mainly. Class fee is 1,600. Your online students will have to join from the LMS, lms.machmacollege.com. So if you go to this website, actually for the moment you can't see anything on the website. All old classes with new classes hasn't created yet. It will be created tonight or tomorrow. Tama create වෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි online ළමයින්ට එක purchase කරන්න පුළුවන්. Physical class students will have to do the payment here, but you can get the recording access later. Recording access පස්සේ හම්බ වෙනවා. Online students, live session also you can participate. In case let's say you have another class clashing with the time now, you can pre-inform me and access the recordings. However, the recordings will be available for both physical and online students. Class එකේ වැඩ කරලා doubts clear කරගෙන still if you miss something, you have the recording access. Okay, how the recording access is available? Then හිතමුකෝ you came to the class today and after 2 weeks you wanted to revisit today's class works. So you are going through the notes. There you see there is one point. Even though you go through the note, you can't understand. You want to go through the recordings. Then 2 weeks gihilla recording available available how? Let's say you are requesting the recording on 10th of August. So you are requesting the 10th of August for what recording? For the first week's recording. 10th of August if you request for any week's recording, මොන recording එක වුණා ඕන වෙලාවක ඔයාලට request කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So let's say August recordings you are requesting in September, no problem. But the moment you can request only once. කවදා හරි කමන්න කොයි වෙලේ හරි කමන්න request කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි request කරන්න පුළුවන් එකම එක පාරයි. Only once. Once you requested, recording is available from that point onwards for the 7 days. Okay. So other request other in the 7 days that particular recording is available. After 7 days it's going to expire. Again, if you all are watching the recording, you all have to be prepared to watch the recording within the week. Request කරපු දවසේ ඉඳලා සතියක් ඇතුළත you have to finish the recording. The reason why we kept it like that, Puta, if we give extended time for the recordings, A level නම් කොහොමද extended time දෙනවා because they need the record. All level students that when we give extended time for the recordings, they actually don't work. They keep all the recordings bugged up until the last moment. Then December, the recordings in December. Okay, per day 3 hours. Per month, minimum 12 hours, maximum 15 hours. The May month, 15 hours, 3 times 5, 15. 15 hours. So let's say 12 hours. 12 times 4 months, 48 hours. 48 hours of recording last moment. Completing the papers and homework papers and everything. Can't do. So complete the works on time. Complete the works on time. However, the recording access is available for both online and physical students based on some conditions. All right. So continuous participation in the class is compulsory. In case, let's say some students having some other classes clashing with this, recording and blah, but before the next class, they'll have to complete the works and come to works and join the next class. There are students who's going through only the recordings. Live class in they are clashing with the other classes, no problem. They can continuously finish the GradeUp Camp through recordings. But even though you complete the camp through the recordings, you will have to make sure that each week's class is somehow completed in your leisure time. Leisurely you are completing. Then other classes, other before the next Saturday, you will have to complete it. If you keep that discipline only, Pudha, you'll be able to complete this one within 4 months. Okay, right. So however, online students, drop a message in the chat box. Today's session all clear, understood any unclear part? I need your feedbacks. Taggala feedback ya danna balanna shoot you adana mokak hari ekak chat box එකේ. You too, all clear, understood. What's your school? St. Bridget's school. Wesley, where do you live? Grandpa's. Online students, all good, understood. I need individual responses and drop a small feedback in the chat box. I would highly appreciate it. එහෙනම් ඔයාලා දෙන්නට යන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, good luck guys, work properly. Where do you live? Pretty nearby. Okay then, good luck. How we are going to go? Parents will come, so give a call and see if they are not here. You call and see. Yeah, okay then, good luck guys. Shall we wind up the session? Yeah, you can leave. You can leave. Thank you for your support, staying until the end. See you guys. See you.